everybody, and welcome back to the Us Time Film Podcast, where we talk films and TV and other things in nerd culture. God, we need to figure out an opening for this. My name is Tom, and as always, I'm joined with my co-host John.
You need something like like a punch. You're gonna go, yeah. My name's Tom. And welcome to the Out of Time Film Podcast.
Yeah, I'll just start by punching you. Brilliant. At some point, I hope to get a theme song. Yeah. I have no idea what the theme song would sound like, but we'll have something. Who knows?
But something that will engage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's been quite a slow news week actually this week, but we are going to be
slow week.
We're going to be talking about some comic book movie characters we'd like to see. This is off the back of Jared Leto. His announcement of him being in Zack Snyder's Justice League a couple of weeks ago.
So here we are. We're going to talk about the returning characters that we want to see on the screen. No, the characters that we want to see on screen. On the big, in our main segment.
Yes, we are. So if you want to jump to that, you can, time code's in the description, or you can jump to any of the stuff that we have got going. Let's start off with.
Okay, is it casting news?
It's not casting news.
Yes.
We haven't had casting news in so long, and I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. You wait. There's going to be some time. But anyway, this is some Snyder Cut news, actually. So Ray Fisher, who plays Cyborg, confirmed that every single scene in the theatrical Justice League with him in it was a reshoot. Every single scene was a Whedon scene.
What?
That is mad. Every scene apart from the scene on top of the GCPD with Flash... Yeah. Wonder Woman, Batman, and Commissioner Gordon. That's mad. I actually quite liked Cyborg in the theatrical cut. I thought he had some good content in him, but that's mad that all of that was Whedon stuff. It really goes to show that we really don't know anything,
Yeah, once we saw the theatrical, I thought Cyborg was really a good character in it.
Yeah, I think he's definitely the most interesting new character.
Yeah, but then we didn't, as an audience, didn't realise that we were naive, that we didn't, see much of the character in the film. So now we are going to see more of him in the Snyder Cut, which is coming out early 2021.
Yeah, well, we were just young boys when Justice League came out, and I really liked it. And I recently rewatched it, and I was saying, I actually quite like this film. Oh my god, it wasn't as good as I remembered. I
remember at first we liked it.
Yeah,
but then we realised that it was just Whedon, and then this whole Snyder Cut news just came in like a flood.
Yes,
and then we were just like, so when are we going to get the Snyder Cut? So that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
here we are.
Yes, well, I mean, the night is darkest just before the dawn, as they say, and now we're getting the Snyder Cut, so it can only be better. Okay, so we've got some Suicide Squad news.
Suicide Squad.
So the Suicide Squad has a little plot description. So here it is.
Wait, I didn't hear about this.
Okay, yeah, so it has a little synopsis. So the team will have to destroy a Nazi-era prison and laboratory named Jotunheim, where political prisoners were held and experimentations took place. Now, it seems like the villain for this film is going to be Starro, who is...
Oh, yeah, I know what Starro is.
Yeah, who's an alien in the comics, but maybe they're experimenting on this alien in this Nazi prison and lab.
And
that's really interesting. To do some... Go on.
So, what you said about Starro... sorry, am I saying it right?
Yeah, Starro.
So, Starro, what I've looked at, that he could be using the character for many DC films. Like, there's one comic called Batman... Dark Knight Metal. That comic?
Yes.
Yeah. He was in it because he was like in different multiverse. So,
right.
So there's like different multiverse. So I think they're going to use Starro for like a key gate, well, like a key to like opening multiverses or something like that. Like opening for something else. I don't know. So yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
so I thought that'd be good.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting idea to do something to do with like an old fashioned kind of thing that they have to.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, they have like it's an old fashioned prison that they have to go for, like a World War II era, and I think that kind of stuff is really interesting.
Yeah, and also the characters that we actually don't know in the DC universe that actually existed.
There is a lot of really cool opportunities, and obviously we're getting the Peacemaker John Cena TV show, which I, for one, I think will be great. I have a lot of faith in.
And it's coming out on HBO Max.
It is, yes.
The same thing for Snyder Cut.
Yes. So we still don't know what that means for us here in the UK, but who knows?
Who knows?
Right, we've got
at the same time, but who knows?
Who knows? Indeed,
Who knows?
we have quite a bit of Star Wars news here. Okay, so
Star Wars.
First of all, Ron Howard has provided an update on Solo 2. So, as you may or may not know, Solo 2 is similar to the Snyder Cut, actually. There is an online campaign called Make Solo 2 Happen.
Really?
Yeah, because loads of people, myself included, loved Solo and just want to see a sequel from it. So he has said that there are no plans for a sequel, unfortunately, but there is still interest in continuing some of the story in the future. So there was obviously the reports and rumours that there's going to be a Lando Disney Plus show, which might turn out to be some sort of Solo sequel, which continues some of the story, and so maybe Ron Howard would come back for it and continue on the story. What did you think about Solo?
Okay. I loved Solo. I really liked it.
Yeah,
it was like
an
enjoyable film to watch. And yeah, I thought that was a really good introduction to the character of Han Solo.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think, there were so many, there's so many worries about maybe he won't be right, maybe he won't be as good as Harrison Ford, maybe it'll just be a rip-off, but Alden Ehrenreich did a really good job, so did most of the cast, and it was like a really fun heist story, and yeah, I would love to see more. Well, I love the scum and villainy side of Star Wars. We've seen it a lot in The Mandalorian recently. But yes, bit more Star Wars news now. We got a trailer for the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special. Now, I did send this to you. You watched it, yes. What did you think?
I thought it was interesting. So I loved watching, the Lego Star Wars, those type of things to watch. When I was younger, but with this, it looks interesting because it's got time travel and it links, with the idea of, that Christmas story, what was it again? Christmas Carol? Yeah, like that. But
right, I agree. There are some really interesting things with it. It looks like a really fun comedy and a really fun spoof. I'm not sure if it'll be canon, because if it's canon, it'll raise so many questions and it'll be very, very complicated. But
it could be canon because remember what we talked about Palpatine in Rebels, that you can time travel or something.
Yes, in Star Wars. Spoilers for Star Wars Rebels if you haven't watched that.
I'm sorry.
In Star Wars Rebels, they find a portal at a Jedi temple, which takes them into another realm, which via certain Force abilities you can open gates through time. They only did one episode with it, and I didn't even think they would ever touch it again. So it's interesting that they are picking things up from way off in this, like some fairly obscure stuff in the Star Wars universe. So it's really interesting, and it looks really fun. They're returning cast members.
What you said, it's going to be a comedy.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable to watch, and what in the past I loved there was one Lego Star Wars kind of short film. I don't know, but it was a special one. But it was like a spoof of The Empire Strikes Back, but in a different way. It was I don't know what movie it was in, but they decided
The Empire Strikes Out.
Yes, that's it.
I loved that. I used to love that. It was so funny.
Yeah, and I got the little minifigure that I got in a DVD thing.
Oh yeah, Vader with a medal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And do you remember the Padawan Menace?
Yeah.
With young Han Solo.
Yeah.
I used to love those. Those are great. I think they're still on Disney Plus. You know.
Really?
Yeah, I think you might be able to get them on Disney.
For nostalgia, then.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of Disney Plus, this is mad. Okay, so first of all, spoilers for The Mandalorian. Obviously, the end of Chapter 9, we saw Boba Fett, right? You remember that?
Yes, of course. Boba Fett.
Well, now, go on.
Oh, sorry. The one character that we love in Star Wars, everyone loves, and carry on.
Yes, we do. Well, Deadline, who are a very, very good source, are reporting that. Oh, and this is just mad. That there's going to be a Boba Fett miniseries.
Yes.
On Disney Plus, and it's going to be filming as early as next week.
Next week.
Next week.
That is mad. That is mad. Oh, there's going to be there's going to be so many possibilities.
I know. Sorry, John. The Empire Strikes Out isn't on Disney Plus.
No.
But yeah, this is mad. Like, I love Boba Fett, and I'd love to see more of him. I wonder what this story would tell, though. Do you think it would tell the story of him getting out of the Sarlacc pit before the Mandalorian? Do you think?
You know what? I don't know why, but it could link up with like the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could link up with that because he's a Mandalorian.
Yes. He's not actually a Mandalorian. He just has the armor. He's not.
He is naked. No.
That's a good point, though. Did he come out of the Sarlacc pit, just take off all of his armor, and then just streak naked across the desert? Now that's the miniseries I want to see. Boba Fett running naked in the desert. Let's do it. But no, I think I would.
Having this Boba Fett miniseries, I thought this is going to be great because maybe a lot of people won't like the Mandalorian as much, but if they love like the character of Boba Fett in like the old the old films like New Hope
and
Strikes Back and Return of Jedi. He was in Empire Strikes Back. Was he?
He was in A New Hope as well. He was added in the special edition.
Special edition.
Yeah, but actually, this is a little plug for next week. Boba Fett's very first appearance was actually in the original Star Wars Holiday Special, which we're going to be talking about next week. So
next week.
Get excited about that, John.
Yes. I'm so excited for it, man.
But yeah,
can't you tell? I'm very excited.
It's going to be so bad. It's going to be so bad.
Boba Fett miniseries. Is it going to be on Disney Plus?
Yes.
Good. Good.
So
we know Disney Plus are smashing it right now.
They really are. I would actually quite like a story about Boba Fett before Mandalorian. Like, yes, it'd be quite interesting to see Boba Fett taking... In Legends, there's a story, and I've actually got a comic of it. It's a really good comic. It's called Shadows of the Empire, and it's set in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And it's about Boba Fett taking Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt and being attacked by all the other bounty hunters who the Empire hired. So he's been attacked by IG-88, Bosk, Dengar, Zuckuss, Forlom, and it's just such a fun, cool comic of Boba Fett with Han Solo in Carbonite in Slave One, just taking out all these different bounty hunters, and I think that'd be a great thing to adapt, obviously loosely, but that's what I want.
That would be cool. I need to read that comic.
You can borrow it if you want.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Borrow, yeah.
Borrow away. I had a dream the other night where I gave you a Blu-ray and you gave me Drive, and we both watched them, but I can't remember what I gave you. I don't know why, I just had a weird dream. And And we were in the Nazi.
That is a weird dream.
We were in the Nazi school from Life is Beautiful. You know the school.
You mean like the Nazi youth or something?
Yeah, yeah. When Guido has his belly button out.
Okay. It kind of reminds me like Jojo Rabbit a bit.
Yeah, right, exactly. But yeah, I hate to segment from such a good piece of news, such a bad piece of news, but Fantastic Beasts 3 has lost Johnny Depp after the whole court case with Amber Heard. He has left the role of Grindelwald, which is sad because I really loved him in the role, but the biggest bad thing for me is Fantastic Beasts 3 has been delayed until 2022, which will now make it 2 years past its original release date and 4 years since Crimes of Grindelwald came out.
Wait, when did that film come out?
2018. So it's
2018.
So it's already been 2 years.
Wow, really?
And now we have to wait 2 more years. Yeah, I know. I'm so devastated. I love those films. If you follow us on Twitter, you would have literally seen. I retweeted a YouTube video, a video essay about why Crimes of Grindelwald is actually great. I love that film to pieces, and yeah, it's just sad that the third one's going to be delayed. It's really been a kind of troubled production with, COVID and all the delays, and then various different actors having different commitments, and then Johnny Depp and J.K. Rowling. It's all very, very sad.
Yeah.
But hey, I'd like to see.
But the most annoying thing, if you don't know anything about this case, Amber Heard is going to be in Aquaman 2.
Yes, and the Snyder Cut.
Yes, but the thing is that she got away with it, and
obviously they both did bad things, but I don't think that Johnny Depp deserved it.
If you've seen him throughout the films, he is a great actor. Like
he really
Pirates
is.
of the Caribbean. I grew up watching Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, same.
There's films that he's like a goofy pirate and just.
Yeah, it's like Alice in Wonderland and like loads of different films where he got good roles in. I'm not gonna let this tarnish my opinion of him. I still like him as an actor, so I'll still watch and enjoy his stuff.
Yeah, I will do the same as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't know where we don't know where this is going to go with Amber Heard or anything like that. So
no, but we'll just have
Johnny Depp. So I hope
we'll just have to deal with it, I guess.
I hope he's going to be okay.
Yeah, me too. Okay, final piece of news now. This is so the Loki series, which hasn't even come out yet, has already been renewed for season 2, and they're planning to film this season in 2022. So Loki, that's so very strange.
It's been renewed for season 2, but
yeah, it hasn't even come out yet.
It's not. What?
I know, mad, absolutely mad.
Right. Okay. So Loki. So the film we've been been told about this like years and years ago about this Loki thing.
We have.
And then Disney Plus came in. Where's Loki? We don't know yet. But now it's November, and now Loki is just going. Oh, we got season 2 for no reason what. We hadn't filmed episodes or something like that. So
yeah, they've. I think they plan to do season 1 next year, but I don't know. I think Disney have so much Marvel content. Like they've got Black Widow, they've got most of Eternals, they've got all of Shang-Chi, they've got WandaVision, they've got Falcon and Winter Soldier, they've got Loki, and it's like what's your plan here? Like, they've got so much stuff.
Yeah, I feel like again what we talked about. They're being, they're trying to milk it out. They're trying to milk out the universe so much, but they already have, I believe.
I agree, but
they can't milk it if they got Secret Invasion. They don't. Oh no, not Secret Empire.
Yeah, they can't do in Secret Empire. Unfortunately, because Captain America. He's
old.
He is. It's true. But Secret Wars, everything with secret in it, they can do it, apart from Secret Empire. But yeah, I would just, I'd appreciate to see, some more stuff from the comics, but...
Yeah, I agree.
Who knows?
Yeah, I'm just hoping that, it's going to be good. I don't know, but they're milking it now, because I don't think I'm going to watch it, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I just hope that they come out in cinemas, because, we don't want cinemas to die.
Yes.
I'm going to introduce a new segment of the show, which is going to be a segment for most weeks, for the next few weeks. It's the Mandalorian segment.
Yes. So
we're going to talk about this week's episode.
This is our segment about our weekly viewing. So
yes,
this is going to be a shorter one, but it's going to be, talking about what we liked about what TV show that we just want to talk about. So
yeah, it's The Mandalorian, because obviously, season 2 is out, so week by week we're going to talk about each episode, and this week we're talking about Chapter 10. Leave if you don't want...
This is the spoiler zone.
This is the spoiler zone. Leave if you don't want spoilers, but so many spiders. What did you think?
Wow, there were so many spiders. When the spiders would, open it up, it's just reminded me, like Harry Potter and like Lord of the Rings, those films. Yeah.
Yes, and The Hobbit. Yeah.
I was like all the spiders just running away. I was like, that's. I wonder where the Queen is. And then I was like,
oh my god, honestly
that is one giant beast right there.
Okay, so
there's a Queen.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. So the episode starts back on Tatooine, and the Mandalorian is attacked by some off-worlders or some scavengers who want to get the child. I thought that this episode was going to do Boba Fett because it started on Tatooine.
Yeah, same. I
did
thought
think
the scavengers or something else, off-worlders. I thought they were going to take the Mandalorian for hostage and bring him for Boba Fett.
Yeah,
but then again, it's a side mission.
Yeah,
I don't mind side missions.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of people call this episode filler, but I don't think it's filler. I just think it's, it emphasizes some stuff.
Yeah, as well, like how the Mandalorian copes on his own, like with this person that he doesn't know.
And he keeps his promise. Frog. When she says, "I thought Mandalorian's supposed to keep their word." It shows that he does keep his word, and I really appreciated that.
So the funny running joke about this episode when, so the frog. What's the frog names again?
The what? The woman.
Yeah, the woman's frog.
Her name in the credits is literally Frog Lady. So that's her official name. So, Frog Lady.
Oh, okay, we're going to call her Barbara. So
Barbara,
the
Frog
Lady.
Of course.
So she decides to come in and wants the Mandalorian to
but before
deliver her eggs.
Before we say that, can I just point out, when Peli is in the cantina playing Sabak?
Yes.
This episode is directed by Peyton Reed, who directed Ant-Man. And who is Peli playing Sabak with? A giant ant. Can we just appreciate that she's playing Sabak with a giant ant? And this is directed by the guy who did Ant-Man. That's brilliant. That's I love it. He is my favourite character in all of Star Wars. I can't remember his name, but it's brilliant. Continue. Frogs.
Ant person.
So yeah, there is a really, really, really weird joke in this episode with the child.
Barbara the Frog Lady, that's not her name, but we're going to call it anyway.
That's her official Out of Time Film Podcast name.
So, she wants the Mandalorian to deliver her and the eggs. So, the eggs, Tom! The eggs, what do you think of the eggs? The whole running joke on this episode is that the child eats the eggs. He eats these unborn... That was quite...
The last spawn of her species... The last of her line. It was very, very traumatic.
Yeah, I mean, it's her last species, and then she's going back to her place and hold me. Oh, look at these eggs.
What? But literally the last shot of the episode was the child like looking at her in the eyes and then putting another one in his mouth. Like, what? That was mad.
I think this is like this, like the slow start of the child, being the evil one.
Right, well, that's a good point, because in episode 7 last season, when the Mandalorian was arm wrestling with Cara Dune, and the child choked her. So maybe all this violence that the child is seeing is having an effect on him, and
maybe
he's becoming somewhat evil.
Yeah. So maybe what like at the start, many theories are like, oh, the child is like a clone.
Yes.
But what if that the people at the laboratory in chapter 2 or chapter 3?
Yeah.
They maybe possessed him, and sort of like trying to confuse him in sort of like
maybe. Yeah.
This is,
well, we don't know we don't know why the Empire wants it yet. So there are still questions to be answered.
Yeah. What did he want to do?
I guess we'll find out later this season. So they come to this ice planet and they're stopped by New Republic X-Wings. And can I just point out, one of the pilots is the same pilot from Chapter 6.
Yes.
And not just that, that's Dave Filoni, the director of the Clone Wars and Rebels, and the writer of a load of those shows, and writer and director of The Mandalorian. He is...
Oh, wow.
What a guy. I love him so much. But yeah, he's back again, so that's some nice continuity. So they crash, and the Razor Crest gets destroyed, and then the Barbara the Frog Lady goes to have a bath, and the child takes... They find these eggs, and the child takes a spider out of the egg and eats it. What the fuck?
I was just like, you have a strange appetite.
The child is literally the reason why all this stuff happens in this episode. Like,
just decides to eat spiders for no reason. What? And then, the massive spider.
So many Crickners. That's so in Star Wars they're called
out of the hibernation.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then
it was like Alien, the way the egg
running around, and then like the fuck lady just Barbara, to, use her old tactic.
Yes, she starts running on all fours. Yeah, starts scampering away. The way the egg opened, it was like Alien. Like
yes, it was like Alien.
I was worried the child. It was gonna like a facehugger was gonna like slam on the child. I genuinely got scared. I was like, no, don't do that.
No, don't. You're gonna get facehugged.
Yeah, it was mad. But yes, all the Crickners, which is their name in Star Wars, all the Crickner spiders, ran at them. And can I just say, it was so intense. Like, the Razor Crest is one of my favourite ships in all of Star Wars.
Yes.
It's so cool. I know you want the Lego set. It's so cool.
Yeah, I'm going to get the Lego set very soon. But,
yeah.
Yes.
But there were spiders inside, and it was horrible. Like, they were all piling inside the Razor Crest, and oh man, it was so intense.
Yes. And it was like kind of claustrophobic, when the spiders came in and like, oh, these spiders, they're kind of scary. And also so after the spiders came in, the two pilots, the Rebel Alliance, just came in, and then they just saved Mandalorian and just shooting at them. They actually really got good aim. They
do, and they let him go because he helped apprehend the prisoner in chapter 6.
Yes.
So that was cool.
Remember, and then the Mandalorian just picks up the ship with some, with some screws and just uses crowbar and stuff, and then it somehow gets into the atmosphere, and flies away, and then like like a broken card, but somehow works.
Well, what I want to point out is after this episode, because we've seen a lot of shots from the trailer, right? We've seen most of the trailer by now, right?
Yes.
So I watched the trailer, and I figured out the next episode is going to be the episode where they're on the boat. Because
I think so, yeah.
You see the frog lady in the trailer, so maybe we'll meet another Mandalorian next episode, because the frog lady is going to take the Mandalorian to the next Mandalorian is going to find.
Jedi.
Yeah, maybe. But I thought this episode was all right. It's probably my least favorite.
I thought it was okay.
It was
great.
Probably my least favorite episode of the show. But I love the show, so that's not a problem.
It's not the worst, but I enjoyed it because, there was some stuff that I liked, and it's a great side mission, something that's not important to the story, but I think what the people who wanted that episode is to, give the Mandalorian, give it a pace or something, leads up to anticipation or something.
Yeah.
With the season, this season could be a bit bumpy, a bit wacky.
Yeah. Well, you can't have every episode be like a big episode, because then the big episodes, they don't have any appeal to them.
Yeah. What last season did. They did that, some big episodes, but then small episodes.
Yeah, they had 3 big episodes, 3 small ones, and then 2 big ones, and it was very well balanced.
Yeah, I like that. So, I think next episode is going to be a bit of a big one. What you said about the Jedi.
Yeah,
they're going to meet him, and
Well, obviously you haven't seen Rebels. Shame. But. There are loads of Mandalorians from that show who could show up. Sabine, Bo-Katan, Bo-Katan! Who have both been rumoured, maybe Tar Vizsla or... is Tar Vizsla dead? Tar Vizsla might be dead.
Oh.
Who am I thinking of? Gar Saxon, that's who I'm thinking of. No, Tar Vizsla's an ancient... Oh, I don't even know. Don't ask me about all the Mandalorians. I should know this stuff, but I don't. But anyway, that's our Mandalorian segment done. Now let's talk about our main segment. So we're talking about comic...
But before, we gotta go... so me and Tom were thinking we're going to Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And we really want to go there.
Definitely.
We want to get all the stuff that we intended to go. And
yes.
It looks really good. But we're just hoping that COVID-19 and everything things go down.
Yeah. I actually have a question for you. What would you think if the Mandalorian went to Galaxy's Edge? Because, it is a planet in Star Wars. Everything there is based off something in Star Wars. So what would you think if the Mandalorian went there?
To Galaxy's Edge?
Yeah, in an episode.
I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I think that'd be quite cool. Quite fun.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Maybe he could, build a lightsaber.
Yeah, it's something look at this, you could combine a lightsaber with a gun.
Oh, yeah, well...
Lightsaber gun.
They did that in Star Wars Rebels. Yeah.
I tried with the best idea.
Watch the TV.
Oh, John, that's a good idea. No.
Watch the TV shows, man. Watch them.
I will watch the TV show.
Actually brings up a good point. Do you want Mandalorian to have a lightsaber?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I think, every Star Wars thing has a lightsaber in, so maybe it'd be interesting if he didn't.
This is a Mandalorian. His weapons are his religion.
Yes, it's very true. I like
that. So atheists, explain about this. I've got my weapon and...
Yeah, he's the ultimate. Okay, let's get on to our main segment. We're talking about...
Main segment.
The main segment! Bilbo Baggins!
If you just skipped all of that and join our main segment, we don't blame you.
No, we don't. There was a lot of spoilers being thrown around.
Yes.
Spoilers and accusations.
But this is not spoiler zone. So, well done. You survived the spoiler zone. If not, please do not sue us.
Spoilers, it was all a dream. Anyway, we're going to talk about some comic book movie characters you'd like to see return. So this is off the back of the Snyder Cut giving us loads of characters who we didn't think we'd ever see again, and we are seeing them again. So let's talk about it, and I'm going to throw the first one out as Jared Leto's Joker. We already know that he is coming back for the Snyder Cut, but we might see him again for the Ayer Cut. What do you think? Do you want to see him back?
Yes, because I thought seeing him in the Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
So I thought he has potential playing as Joker.
I agree. I do think he wasn't that good as the Joker, but there were moments where I'm like, you know what, this could really work. This could work.
This could really work. But I think maybe someone was giving him a different different stuff, like different directions he could do with this Joker. But I think maybe he's got the wrong direction to do the Joker. But if he's got the right advice to do it, or the right mentality to do it, or something like that, to play as Joker, because Joker can be like messed up, and because like that Joker film with Joaquin Phoenix.
Yes.
So you have to go through that dark stuff and everything. Uh-huh. So maybe that's what you got to do with Joker, but there's different interpretations to be his Joker. So
yeah, I think there's some stuff we've never touched on. This is Batfleck's Joker, but we've never seen Batfleck and Leto's Joker interact. There's loads of history behind it as well. In the DCEU, the Joker has grills on his teeth because Batman smashed his teeth in. He's got a scar on his eye because Batman threw a batarang in his eye because he killed Robin. That is some really, really interesting stuff, and I would love to see that happen.
I hope that will be explored in Snyder Cut.
Definitely. Definitely. I'd love to see them interact. I think it would be so rewarding, especially for the people who did like Suicide Squad, because remember, Suicide Squad got loads of money at the box office. Empire gave it 4 stars.
4 stars?
4 stars.
Am I hearing that right?
You are hearing that very right.
Let me check my implants. So yeah, I'm just hoping there will be a better directional, like a directorial, great advice, a different, great interpretation.
Yeah.
Joker, but
no studio interference.
Yeah, studio interference. But I hope Zack Snyder will just go, hey, Jero, can you do this, please?
Well, the whole point of the Snyder Cut is that it's not doing studio interference. So it would be the peak of irony if there was studio interference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope there won't be like any weird stuff between the cast. Like what Jared Leto did.
Oh yeah. He sent like used condoms and dead animals to people. That's a bit weird. I think he took Heath Ledger's performance and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go full method. I'm gonna do weird shit."
Yeah, I thought he was going a bit too far with this.
I agree.
But if he just tones it down a little bit, but focus on the character a bit more, rather than just doing it with everyone else.
Yeah.
But focus on the character more, and then think about the interaction.
Yes, I agree. So I'm going to throw another one out there. This is a Marvel one. So obviously we've had the news about Jamie Foxx's Electro being back in the Spider-Man 3. Rumours about Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire returning. But I would like to see Alfred Molina come back as Dr. Octopus.
Ah, yes. I would like to see that as well.
Yeah, like what they've. I mean, as much as I'd like to see Willem Dafoe come back as the Green Goblin, they've done the Green Goblin 3 times now, and it's like.
Oh, they have, yeah.
It's like it's getting a bit tiresome. I'd really love to see them expand on Dr. Octopus because like they did Dr. Octopus in Spider-Verse with.
I really liked Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I thought he was great. Wait, which Dr. Octopus we're talking about?
Spider-Man 2.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Just thinking because there's so many versions. Anyway.
Yeah, there is. I love the Dr. Octopus in Spider-Verse because they have the whole twist where it's like it's actually Olivia Octavius.
Yes.
Which is super, super cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, if you haven't seen Spider-Verse, do watch it.
It's on UK Netflix now, so please, it's the best comic book film ever made. It's incredible. Literally. It's so good.
And another cool thing about the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man Miles Morales, the video game with the really terrible title, they added a really cool feature.
They did.
The Spider-Verse thing.
The
suit.
I thought
it was really cool.
Yeah, the Spider-Verse suit was great.
Play the game because it's only 7 hours long.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great.
But I'll see what it's like and just watch what they've done, really.
Yeah,
but anyway, let's get back to Dr. Octopus. Yes, I really like the twist on the Spider-Verse thing.
Yeah.
But with the Spider-Man 2, I thought there was a great redemption arc with the Dr. Octopus for this. But he wasn't. He was only like in one movie. But I was being brought back, like something to interact with like the modern day, like today in the world and see.
Yeah, well, in Spider-Man 2, it was all about making nuclear fusion energy, something like that. So what I'm thinking is that if this is, for example, if this is the same Dr. Octopus who died in Spider-Man 2 and he's come back to life or something, or he was like taken to the multiverse just before he died, it'd be interesting to see, because his whole motivation was him wanting to finish his science experiment. So I wonder if maybe he will see decades later that that we didn't do anything, that we didn't fix any of these global warming problems, we didn't find a suitable fuel. So maybe he will be angry about that, and that will come as some kind of motivation for him.
Yeah, I think that can bring up. Yeah, I agree. What else for Dr. Octopus? Or maybe different interaction with the Spider-Man. Well, that could possibly happen in. It's not going to happen in Spider-Verse movie, but if there was like another Spider-Man film, but Dr. Octopus, the original one, and Spider-Man 2 could be brought back.
Yeah, I agree.
What you said about like global warming and everything.
I think that would be really interesting. Another thing, if they did it in live action, I hope that they would keep the practical arms.
Oh, yeah.
Because in Spider-Man 2, they use practical effects for all the arms. Not all the time, obviously, but Sam Raimi wanted to make it look really real. And, I know the MCU loves the budget cut. Let's remember that bus. But, it just looks so much better to do it practically.
Yeah, I agree. Because, with the practical effect in Spider-Man 2, that kind of freaked me out. It was like, oh, this is
exactly
in the operation scene.
Yeah, that operation scene is really good, like prime horror stuff. I'd love to see more of that.
Yeah, same. So
speaking of
that, he will be brought back because he was actually really good. The actor.
I agree. Speaking of practical effects, though, have you seen the set pictures of Tom Holland in the Spider-Man suit?
Yeah.
That is such a beautiful suit. I love it so much. I hope they don't dress it with CGI like they have so many times.
Yeah, with the mask as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder what they're gonna do, with the with COVID and everything. Are they gonna do jokes trying to do social distancing?
Yeah, that's a good question because films haven't got there yet. I mean, actually, funny enough, did you see the trailer for Songbird?
Yeah.
The Michael Bay one.
Oh no.
Oh, it looks very insensitive to COVID. So I guess maybe they don't want to address COVID because the whole issue is pretty difficult to get right. I think. Right, I'm gonna throw out another. This is a DC one now. Who else but Batfleck himself?
Batfleck! Come on, man.
Yeah. I don't even have to ask you. Obviously, we want to see him back. But there's been rumors of a Batfleck show on HBO Max. He's going to be back in the Snyder Cut. We may see more scenes of him in the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad. What do you hope to see from Batfleck in the future if we ever saw him again?
First of all, the Batman TV show the TV show that's going to be in HBO Max.
Yeah, rumored.
I thought. Wait, is it going to do it or not?
It's rumored. It's rumored. So.
Oh, rumored. Okay, so what I would like to see. So I would like to see like the Batman TV show. You know, like exploring about like the lifestyle of like the version of Ben Affleck's, you know, like Batman, you know, like living in his like massive mansion, and the TV show is going to be interesting. You know, like seeing like the different version of Gotham.
Yeah, I agree.
And like different criminals, and the TV show could bring out like, you know, like new villains and like villains that we haven't seen on the screen yet.
Yeah, there are opportunities for some more obscure ones, like and even in Suicide Squad, like, you know, we haven't seen Ben Affleck's Batman interact with Killer Croc.
Like different interactions, or
Katana, or even, I mean, we've kind of seen him interact with Deadshot, but not really. There's there's some great opportunities in there to do some stuff. You know, we haven't seen him.
And also, I want to see like, you know, like the more angry version of like, the
proper brutal
the Batman in Batman v Superman. You like he was like punching everyone like in the warehouse scene and just
he's proper beating down criminals.
Like in the comic, the Court of Owls. You know, like he's just had enough and just
exactly
the hell out.
And that's interesting to explore. Like, you could explore how far will he go, because, you know, so many people say that Batman kills in Batman v Superman, and it's like, does he kill? Does he, like, is it like...
Yeah, we'll explore more, like, about his moral code.
Yeah, there's some great stuff to talk about with the moral code. I agree there.
And also, maybe it could bring out, like, different heroes in Gotham, like, something that, you know...
Well, yeah, because you know, we know that he has a Robin. You know, does he have something else? Does he have a Batgirl?
I would like to see him doing this solo, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not a giant fan of the Bat family, but I'd take like flashbacks with him and Robin, maybe.
Yeah, and you know, a bit of mystery in the TV show, like something that could lead up to something like Batman's like the world's greatest detective.
He is, yeah. That's something you gotta lean on, like. I'd like to see Ben Affleck's Batman doing some proper detective work, because we haven't seen that yet.
Seeing that he's like really smart and a bit more, you know, like a bit of combat within Batman, you know, like the swift combat. But you know, this is going to be interesting to the rest of the Batman universe, like lots of Batman and like different combats and how they do it in their own version. They could bring. If they bring Deathstroke in the Batman TV show, I would like. Whoa.
Yeah.
It could be like the villain for the TV show.
I'd love to see Deathstroke. I'd love to see quite a few villains, but I don't want it to all be physical villains. I'd like to see him defeat a villain like the Riddler, where he doesn't fight him, because if you fight him, he'd literally just beat the Riddler to shreds. But I'd like to see him, you know, like do riddles and mind games and interesting stuff like that. I think that would fit this Batman more.
A bit of mind games for the rest of the TV show. Like trying to interact with different crime families, but you know, it could throw in some references in the comics, maybe.
Oh, definitely. There's loads of places you can. You don't even have to do a supervillain. You know, you could do Falcone or Maroni. Like,
you could.
There's some really interesting places.
The Suicide Squad, you know, you say, like exploring more like with the different villains. So like Killer Croc. You know, it would be funny if in the air cut, like a different version, like all the villains are in prison, and then Amanda Rose, somebody else just goes, "Hey, how did they get apprehended?" So let's start with Killer Croc. He got apprehended by Batman. Deadshot. Oh, he got apprehended by Batman.
Everyone.
He's got apprehended.
Yep.
All of them got apprehended by Batman.
I
think that'd be a funny joke.
I'd really like to see Killer Croc. I really enjoy him in the Arkham games. and I think
Killer Croc was scary.
He really was, and I think he's pretty shit in Suicide Squad. So I'd like to see him, be better.
Be bulky and be like the scary one, but yeah.
Okay, so now think this is another Spider-Man one. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Obviously, he never got his chance to do the Amazing Spider-Man 3. He was in films that serviced the wider universe over character. He didn't have an easy time, but I think he was a great Spider-Man.
I thought he was a great Spider-Man as well.
Would you like to see him again?
Yes, definitely, because when I saw Spider-Man 2 back in 2014...
Amazing Spider-Man 2, 2014, yeah.
Wow, I was right. So, yeah, I would like to see him back on the big screen because I enjoyed watching it, and the character of Spider... It actually felt like Spider-Man. He was like Spider-Man in the screen, but then now there's like Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland. But with Andrew Garfield going back, it comes back like a bit of a nostalgia, like why we like the Amazing Spider-Man and the films, and like, oh, this is why we like Spider-Man. The originality of Andrew Garfield, like being him as like the quippy up smart character Spider-Man. So I enjoyed like how the films worked around with the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. So yeah, what do you think?
I agree. I think not the opening, but like one of the first scenes of Amazing Spider-Man 2 where Spider-Man is swinging through the city. There's some prime content there for Spider-Man, and Mark Webb really got it right with certain things. The suit was great, the swinging was great. Andrew Garfield is probably the best actor to play Spider-Man. If you look at his performance in films like The Social Network, the man can act, and I think you give him the right script, you really tug on those heartstrings, it could be great. And I think there's loads of possibilities for what he can do. It's just I think the Amazing Spider-Man franchise was too focused on doing like a big universe. Let's set up the Sinister Six, let's set up Green Goblin, let's do the death of Gwen Stacy. It all in this one film, and it was like going like with way too much.
Yeah, it was too much.
I agree. Would you prefer to
3,
go on?
Spider-Man 3 became like a better it came so it would imagine it would be better than Spider-Man 2 and a proper conclusion to the idea of Sinister Six and everyone what could happen in the film and the Spider-Man 3 it could end like it starts with like the Rhino fight and ending the fight with it, and yeah. Yeah.
Would you prefer to see an Amazing Spider-Man 3 or like a mini series with Andrew Garfield or like a team up with Tom Holland and Tobey Maguire, like a Spider-Verse? What would you?
I'm not sure with the Spider-Verse. Maybe I'm not too sure about that because again that would make that would make him a lot nervous because. With Tobey Maguire, these are competitors, to be honest, because Tobey Maguire played Spider-Man really well. Tom Holland's that everyone loves in Marvel because he's like the fan base loves Tom Holland. So it could be a bit nervous for him to do because this is the Spider-Verse, and I hope he's going to go back into his shoes as Spider-Man, but they got their own interpretation to play as Spider-Man. But if he's got his own Spider-Man 3, I'm happy. I'm happy for it, really.
Yeah, I agree. I think, as we said a couple of podcasts ago, it would just be like super cluttered it would be really cluttered if we just did a Spider-Verse film. I think, give him his final chance to shine. Give Mark Webb the full creative freedom. Let him do what he wants. Give him an amount of money and be like, off you go. And now with the volume, like what they have with the Mandalorian and the Batman and Thor: Love and Thunder, you can do loads of you don't have to spend as much money on it all.
Yes.
So it was proved with the Snyder Cut that you can just throw in some money and they can get every. Obviously, the Snyder Cut was very finished, but still, they're willing to throw money in. Maybe Sony will take a leaf out of that book, or maybe Venom is part of the Amazing Spider-Man universe. Venom and Morbius, like, who knows?
Yeah, and also with Sony Animations, they're doing really well. Like, they can do really good ideas with the Spider-Man films. But then again, if it's with Marvel, it's still the interference between those two, like a bit of like creative differences. So
yeah, I know what you mean. It can get messy out there. Okay, so here's my next pitch for you. We have we're getting a Green Lantern TV show on HBO Max. It's not going to be Hal Jordan. It's going to be about the core itself. It might be about Guy Gardner or Jessica Cruz. But
I see where this is going.
I think that the best thing of the Green Lantern film, and we got to give him another chance, is Mark Strong as Sinestro. I think. Did you think I was going to say Ryan Reynolds? No, you fool! I think Mark Strong was incredible as Sinestro, and I think
I agree.
I think he's just great as a villain in general. Like he's great in Kick-Ass as a villain. He's great in he's not a villain, but in Kingsman he's great. Like he's done some really good roles, and I think I'd love to see him. Oh, he was the villain in Shazam as well. I'd love to see him in the Green Lantern show.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Green Lantern, have you?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes.
Oh no! It's bad. But what do you think about Mark Strong coming back as Sinestro?
I agree, because he had a really good. I think the people chose Mark Strong as being a Sinestro. I thought that was a really good idea, because it's like the only good part about the film. Being like him as like a bit of like a mentor, but then he comes yellow at the end.
Yes. So, see, that's really interesting. Like, the whole story where it's Sinestro is the mentor of Hal Jordan, and then he uses the yellow ring and creates the Sinestro Corps. That's interesting, and I'd like to see that in a show. Because I feel like a lot of things forget that Sinestro was like a good guy before he was a bad guy, and that's one of the things that makes him so interesting.
Yes, and also they kind of with the Green Lantern film, I think they just decided to focus more on like the Ryan Reynolds character, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, but they didn't decided to focus on like Sinestro with the other characters as well. Well, they kind of did, but
I feel like
it was kind of left out for a bit.
Yeah, like Hal Jordan is a good Green Lantern and a good character, but there's loads more you can talk about. Like you've got like so many different members of the Corps that you can talk about. Abin Sur, who is the Green Lantern who crashes and gives Hal his
and also
his ring. Like he was friends with Sinestro. Like there's interesting things to go around.
Like different like teaming up, Sinestro teaming up with like the villains on Earth, or doing something else with these characters in this DC universe. But then again, I don't know if Ryan Reynolds going to be happy about. I'm not sure. But
I'm sure if he was asked and if they gave him enough money, I'm sure Ryan Reynolds would come back.
Yeah, but if Mark Strong returns as back as Sinestro in a DC film or anything like that, I wouldn't mind at all, because he's a great actor and I thought you'd fit into it.
I agree.
And again, he's the villain in Shazam as what was the villain again?
Dr. Sivana. He was fine in that film. I think he's my least favorite part of that film.
I prefer him as Sinestro.
Yeah, I prefer it in the show, the Green Lantern show, than
I agree.
Than another film, because I don't think that film needs a sequel. I think they should either start again or just not make one. But final one I'm going to throw out here. Quicksilver from Age of Ultron. So it is rumored that he's going to be in WandaVision.
Yes.
You know.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's rumored he's going to be in WandaVision.
Oh, yes. 5 years ago. No, it was 5 years ago. Yes.
Was it?
Age of Ultron.
2015. Wow, 5 years. That's mental.
Yes.
Doesn't feel like it.
Ages.
It really does.
Age of Ultron. So the first time I saw it, I really, really liked Ultron in Age of Ultron, Avengers, because it was really scary. Like, it's a very spooky character, and James Spader. Yeah. Who played as Ultron? He did perfectly in this role.
I agree.
He was like a really great villain, but then the Age of Ultron kind of wasted him because but he did really great in this film.
Wait, are you talking about Ultron?
Yeah, Ultron.
We're talking about Quicksilver, John.
Wait. I thought you said Ultron.
I said Age of Ultron Quicksilver.
Oh.
It's okay, keep going.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
Anyway, Quicksilver. Yeah, I thought he was wasted in this film.
I agree. I think all of the things you just said about Ultron is, applies to Quicksilver. I think Quicksilver was, obviously he's got really cool power, and I think they did it pretty interesting. Like, they didn't do what they did in X-Men Days of Future Past. They did a new thing, which I thought was really cool.
But then again, I really liked it because this the different technique for use for there's two different versions for the Quicksilver and X-Men. It's all slow motion, but you have some music with it.
Yeah.
Then you got the fast paced one. It's all crazy and chaotic. But I really liked the one in Age of Ultron because there's the sibling. The siblings between with the Romanoff twins, they're great.
Maximoff.
Is it?
Yeah, Romanoff is Black Widow.
Yeah, sorry. I need to find a way to get these right, but
it's mad that he's such a big influence on Scarlet Witch's life and her story, and yet he doesn't she never even speaks about him after he dies. I feel like
they decided to
that's a waste
away from him, and from that, the films decided to carry on.
Yeah, but the thing is, they didn't even know they were going to kill him. Like in at the end of Age of Ultron where it shows all the Avengers, all the new Avengers.
Yeah.
Originally, that was just they filmed a Spider-Man, they filmed a Captain Marvel. Like, they didn't know, they filmed Quicksilver as well. They didn't know what they were going to do. And I feel like, if you should know, guys.
They thought they'd go, let's spice things up. Let's go with the Quicksilver. Let's use Captain Marvel for later years, or let's use Spider-Man for another year. And I think this, if they had different characters for that would have build up a lot anticipation, a lot of things that could go with this universe. But then they decided to go, let's stick with the team with this. And
I agree. There could have been proper ramifications for the Avengers. Ultron could have survived, but they didn't. They just kind of didn't go for it. But at the end of the day, I think that's all right because it ended up with Joss Whedon leaving and the Russo brothers taking over Infinity War, and Infinity War is one of the best MCU films in my opinion. So I'm all right with it at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it anyway.
Yeah, no. Well, that's our main segment. A good one. Let's talk about our weekly viewing segment.
Weekly viewing segment.
Oh yeah. Have you watched anything this week?
Yes, I think so. I definitely watched something. I'm not too sure, but I think I did. Oh yes. So there was a film called Favela Rising.
Favela Rising.
Documentary.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. It was for film studies, but
I think I watched that. I think I watched that last year.
I thought it was a really good documentary. It kind of linked with the City of God, and it just explores like the dark things about Brazil.
Yeah,
and it awares like the dark things about Brazil, and it makes us think why we saw Brazil as beautiful like at first point, like, oh, look at this place, but then once you know about it, oh, that's why. So a lot of people, so Brazil is trying to use their beauty to cover up the darkness. So
yes,
with this Favela Rising, it shows that a lot as well, and it helps us understand why they're living like this, really.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, there's a kind of postcard view of Rio and Brazil, but then, if you look at like the favelas and stuff, it can get real rough.
Yeah, and it just explores more about this not character, because it's a real person. It follows on the story called a person called Anderson Sarr, who lived in the favelas, and he wanted to escape from it, like a bit like Rocket in Sea of God. If you haven't seen Sea of God, great film.
Brilliant film. Yeah.
And it follows up like a bit like the Succession story, but with Anderson Sarr, it's a lot more darker, and it follows on with the story, and he lost very few close people, so he decides to create a band called Afro Reggae, and he decided to use his music to teach the younger generation to stay away from violence, and to strive for something that you want to do in life, and he wanted not to repeat the cycle of violence.
Yes.
In favelas and everything. So I thought that was a really good documentary. Yeah.
Great. I watched. Now you might never have heard of this, but I watched a short film from 1902. So one of the first ever films ever made, called A Trip to the Moon. You heard of it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I've heard about it, yeah.
There'll be a picture on screen for those of you who don't know. There's a very famous image of a rocket in the eye of the moon, and the moon is the face. It was so... I loved it. It was literally... Okay, first of all, it's 15 minutes. It's on YouTube. Like, you guys should watch it. John, I recommend it. It was great.
Really? Wow.
And it was so... This is a time before anyone went to the moon. It was a time before satellites, before we had the first real indication of what was on the moon. So when they go to the moon, they go under the surface of it, and there's this whole ecosystem, and there are like giant plants and like weird aliens, and it's also interesting because nowadays everyone knows like the moon is this, the moon is rock, and so... no one would, like, no film, no short, no TV show would ever think that the moon is anything other than that. And you get this really lovely Charlie Chaplin but Buster Keaton, like, sped up, like, like comedy and, some like really great set design, and it's just really, really interesting and really cool. There's no sound, because back then, when you play something at the cinema, there would be a person on the piano playing along, with it.
Like it.
So that was a bit weird, but I put on some classic piano music, and it was really, really cool. And not just that, but I watched some other of the earliest films ever made: Baby's Breakfast, Workers Leaving the Lumiere Factory, Arrival of a Trainer a la Coyote, which is one of the first ever things ever to be filmed ever. Not even a film, but at the cinema where they showed it, or the screening. People ran out of the cinema because they thought the train was going to hit them. Like, it's just so interesting, all this old stuff, and loads of it's on YouTube, so I just sat on YouTube and watched loads of it, and I would definitely recommend A Trip to the Moon, especially for people who, like, love all aspects of film. Like, it's one of those that's just, like, there's nothing like it.
Yeah. I'll watch that.
Definitely should. So yeah, we got no emails again. Unfortunately, no comments. So please, no comments. So
please comment.
Please comment, and send us an email about your opinions on whatever. Tell us what you think about The Mandalorian, about comic book characters you want to see return. Give me, tell us if you've watched, like, A Trip to the Moon or Favela Rising or anything. You can get in touch with us at ousetimefilmpod@gmail.com or DM us or comment. If you want to get in contact with us, obviously just at Gmail. We are at ousetimefilmpod on Twitter and Instagram. I am Tom the Boardman on Twitter.
I am ComedyJohn42 on Twitter.
Yes, and as always, stay safe. Those of you in America, don't party too hard. Don't riot too hard either.
Don't party too hard, like in Wayne's World.
Wayne's World. Party on Wayne's. What a film. Wayne's World's great. Mike Myers, my guy.
Please be safe.
Yes, especially.
It's a dangerous world out there.
It is. Well, we've just gone into our second lockdown in England on Thursday, so stay safe as always.
Yes.
And that's it. Next week we're going to be talking about Mandalorian Chapter 11 and the original Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yes.
So
we're going to do a full segment on that.
Probably the worst thing to ever come out of Star Wars ever, and that's including the stuff that some people really hate. So no matter whether you dislike Rise of Skywalker, Last Jedi, Solo, like any of this stuff, the Holiday Special is definitely worse.
Right, okay.
But yeah.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, thank you very much, and we will see you next week. Take what you're given.
Give nothing back. Give nothing back.
Give back.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.